The Greedy Merchant. Long ago, in China, there was a kind and honest farmer who worked hard in the rice fields every day. He was very poor, but he still shared what little he had with everyone in the village. In the same village lived a sneaky and greedy merchant who was always tricking the villagers to pay more money for the bags of tea and salt that he sold them. One evening, just as the moon was rising, the farmer was walking along the riverbank. He came upon a wounded bird, its tiny body panting with pain. The farmer gently picked it up and stroked its feathers. The merchant happened to be watching this. He shook his head.
"Why waste your time on that useless, half-dead creature?"
But the farmer took the bird home. There he made a splint for its broken wing. Every day he fed the injured bird and talked to it sweetly. When the wing was healed and the tiny creature was strong again, the farmer carried it outside. He was sad to say goodbye to the bird, but he knew that all creatures needed their freedom.
"Off you go, my little friend. Fly home."
Then, to the farmer's amazement, the bird spoke.
Thank you for being so kind and asking for nothing in return. Let me reward you.
The bird flew up into its nest and picked up a pumpkin seed. He gave it to the farmer.
Plant this seed and you will never want for anything again.
So the farmer planted the pumpkin seed, and it grew quickly into a sturdy vine covered in huge, ripe pumpkins. The farmer split open one of the pumpkins to discover it was filled with gold. He was thrilled and split open more pumpkins to find even more gold. He dashed around the village to share his good fortune, offering handfuls of gold to all his neighbors. The merchant laughed when he saw the farmer giving away his riches.
"Whoa, what a fool!"
And he laughed even louder when he heard where the gold had come from. He thought the farmer was making up a crazy story. But when the greedy merchant inspected the pumpkin vine, he shook with envy.
"I should have golden pumpkins too!"
The merchant hurried down to the riverbank, where the birds were perched in the trees. He took a slingshot and fired sharp stones into the branches until, whack, he hit one of the tiny birds. He picked up the helpless creature and carried it home. He offered the wounded bird a deal.
"I'll nurse you back to health. In return, you must give me an even bigger pumpkin seed than the one given to that silly farmer."
The merchant did indeed look after the bird while the broken wing mended, but there was no kindness in his words. When the bird was strong again, the merchant took it out into the garden and set it free.
"Don't forget my golden pumpkins, Mr. Bird."
The bird spoke to him.
Wait here. You will get your just reward.
The bird flew up into its nest and brought back a pumpkin seed even bigger than the farmer's seed. The greedy merchant quickly planted the seed. He paced impatiently up and down the garden all night, watching the vine grow by the light of the moon. The vine grew thick and strong, but there were no pumpkins yet. Instead, the amazing plant grew straight up into the air, higher than a tree, until it disappeared far into the clouds and out of sight. The merchant guessed that the pumpkins filled with gold must be growing at the top of the vine. As he didn't want to share the treasure with anyone else, he decided he should act quickly and secretively. He slung a huge bag on his back to fill with gold and began to climb the mighty vine. He climbed up and up all the way through the clouds. But no matter how high he climbed, he saw no sign of any pumpkins, golden or not. Eventually the merchant had climbed so high above the earth he was standing on the moon. He searched the moon, but there were no pumpkins there either. The merchant was angry.
"That useless bird cheated me!"
Then he looked down and saw that the vine was shriveling up. He ran back, but the vine had completely vanished. There was no way to get back down to the earth, and no one in the village knew where the merchant had gone. So he was trapped on the moon forever. Sometimes, when you look up into the night sky, there seems to be a man on the moon. Many believe it's the face of that greedy merchant, still trapped up there, and wondering how he'll ever get back down.